Welcome back to DMT. Stands for dirt, mustard, um, toupee. I'm one of your hosts, Abel, and then we have Spencer. Say hi, Spencer.
Hello.
And then Thomas. Say hi, Thomas.
Hello.
And here we are back again on this glorious April 14th, 2020.
Third
Tuesday.
anniversary of Damn.
Was it
Damn,
really? I didn't even know that.
third anniversary
Has
of
it really been 3 years?
dropped anything.
It has.
That's crazy. Okay, well, before we get too sidetracked, because we did that a lot last week, I'd like to open up the discussion with a movie that was nominated for Best Picture this year, as I'm sure you guys know, Joker. I heard a lot about this movie. I saw it about 2 weeks after it first came out, after I'd heard a lot about it. I just want to know what you guys thought. If you guys thought it deserved a Best Picture nomination, if you think,
No.
No.
all right,
No.
well,
I'll
let's
start. I'll
open it
start
up.
with
I'll
that.
open it
No.
up to you two.
Um.
Thomas, you first.
Okay. So I liked it when I saw it. I thought it was an enjoyable experience at the movies. I was entertained. But beyond that, I mean, I thought for what it was well done. I thought Joaquin Phoenix did a really good job, and I thought the writing was pretty good, and I liked the way they used the character. But I mean, at the same time, the Joker was like in terms of a comic book fan perspective, the Joker was never supposed to have a backstory at all. So it kind of slaps that in the face. And also, they really just copied Taxi Driver, and played it as a Joker spinoff, which I mean is fine, but like it's not. It doesn't make it worthy of an Oscar nomination by any means.
All right.
Okay.
Um,
Abel, thoughts?
I have a fair amount to say about this movie, so I'll just start off with like a little bit, not too much. I think that it is super, super mid. Like, like it's okay. Like it's just fine. Like it's not incredible, but it's not like too bad. The one thing that is undeniable is that Joaquin Phoenix is incredible in the movie. He's really, really talented, and I think he deserved that Oscar for Best Actor. However, this movie should not have even gotten close to a Best Picture nomination, and I don't know why. It's from the director of all three Hangover movies, and it's like the most like it's the least subtle like it's Oscar bait, but for like superhero fans. And like you got
Well,
all the scenes like society is beating him down, and there's just a bunch of people who come up and like break his sign on him. They're just like, "Fuck you!"
Abel.
It's like
Yeah,
what? It's
Abel.
like no one acts like that ever.
Yeah, it did stretch its realism quite a bit, and it was ridiculous in a lot of moments. But Abel, I'm going to ask you because we saw this movie together like 2 years ago. Do you think it is more deserving of an Oscar nomination than Black Panther is?
The Black Panther,
It got nominated for Best Picture.
I've completely wiped that from my memory. Joker, oh, this
That
is
is an
tough
interesting
because
sub conversation. Because I mean, for a superhero movie to get nominated for Best Picture, it has to mean something more than just your typical Marvel or DC movie. And to me, like a movie, especially a superhero movie, is a lot worse if it's trying to be deep and failing. And I feel like that's a lot of the impression I got from Joker. Like I left that movie theater like, what was the point? Because it seemed like they jumped from a bunch of different things, but like, was the point really just like society? Like, were all those memes about Joker just true? Like, Abel was just talking about like them beating him with the sign, and Joaquin Phoenix is a
Like,
metaphor for like
Yeah.
how people are mishandling the mentally ill in our country. But like, just none of it felt successful. Like, there's so many movies that give a very clear message, but it's a good message and it's executed well. And I feel like Joker just didn't even leave room for like a good discussion about
like-
it because everything
I-
contradicted itself.
I mean, it could have been done better, but I still feel like there were things. I mean, it definitely also could have been done in a way that seemed more genuine and authentic. But I think there were some things that it wanted to point out and like wanted to try and talk about to at least some capacity. that was class issues, mental health institutions, and those issues later are all systemic. And
it doesn't say anything about it. It just has them in it, and
Yeah,
just
I
says,
agree with
think
that.
like
It's
this. This
just
is a good movie because we're talking about things like mental health and murder and like weirdos, and like there's nothing like when it ends. Like let's just spoil the whole movie because like you've seen it or you haven't. Spoilers from this point on. Like at the end when he's just like on the car and everyone else has Joker masks. It's just
Yeah,
like this
bro.
doesn't make any sense.
No, dude, that made me want to get out of the movie and start rioting.
I feel like um I I hate that I cannot remember the director's name right now.
Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips. I knew it was Todd. I thought I was almost going to say Todd Hooper. Um I think
Todd Howard.
I think what he wanted people to do was like make their own definition for what they were seeing. Like let it mean whatever they did. Just like throw a bunch of references to how bad society is at the audience, and then have the bad guy win. Like, ooh, this is deep. But then instead of spawning good conversation, every person I've talked to that just says like, oh, it was good how they talked about insert thing they talked about here, but then like I don't know, I just struggled to see the point of the entire movie.
It's
And
so
I don't see why.
fake deep.
I just feel
Yeah, I mean, it's the Jaden Smith
totally
of
agree with the
superhero
point of like the Abel's point of like a superhero Oscar bait movie. Like this movie was like, I remember when trailers for this movie were announced, people were just gonna be like, oh my god, like this movie's gonna be so good.
I guess when I watched Logan, I was like, okay, everyone thinks this is really good, and I finished it, and I was like, okay, that was decent. I liked it, and I kind of had the same feeling after watching Joker for the first time. But then, like, I went back and watched Logan again. Logan is so good. It is really, really good. That movie is quite like we could talk about this in a separate segment for another time, but like, and then you just see Joker, and it's like, bruh, really? Like, you guys remember he gets some guy just gives him a gun for no reason. He's just like, you need you need this to shoot the fucking kids who are hitting you with your own sign. That's how you solve that problem. And then he goes on the subway, and he's on the subway, and these three guys just look at him, and they're just like, let's just bully him. Let's just like beat him
they
up.
start
And then he
singing
just
"Send in the
kills
Clowns."
them. He shoots one of them.
Oh, but Abel, they were Wall Street guys.
Yeah.
I forget to mention that.
Yeah,
Wait,
they were fat cats.
Wait, upper class people hurt lower class people?
They were
This movie's
elitist.
really deep.
As someone who's been in New York for who's spent about 6 months in New York now, I can guarantee that every time there's a rich person on the subway, they beat the shit out of everybody.
And then all the poor people will go like, they're like, yeah, they like cheer him on, and they're like,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
They wear clown masks and
Dude, and you know what the other thing is,
kill
Wall Street
Thomas
people.
Wayne.
I
God,
mean, if
that
they were
part.
actually like rich Wall Street people, they wouldn't be riding the subway. Like that's another just complete stretch of reality.
Okay, De Blasio rides the subway.
No, I'm telling you, bro. They would not be on the
Come
subway
on.
if they were supposed to be actually rich. If they wanted to like make them seem rich, he should have gotten like bullied by two dudes walk into a goddamn Tesla or BMW or Mercedes with a valet or something.
I think
Okay.
one of like maybe the worst part, and sorry, I was just smoking like too many cigs right there.
I was checking way too many darts just now, guys. Sorry.
Okay. Moving on.
No. I have one last thing to say. I think that like they were abundantly clear at the beginning of this movie, like making it and stuff. It's like this is set in its own universe and like doesn't connect to the rest of the DCEU. This guy is not Jared Leto Joker from Suicide Squad, which like imagine like remember when that came out and they were like, we have enough footage of the Joker to make his own movie, and it's like, please don't release it.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
We do not want to
No,
see
dude.
that.
I'm glad that we got this version, but the thing I wanted to say is like I hated how they put um like they tried to shoehorn like Batman into it, and it's just like,
Mhm.
look, this kid's gonna be Batman, and he hates Thomas Wayne, and there's Alfred, and there's all this shit, and it's like it doesn't go anywhere. Like it's just in the movie for no reason. It's just like fan service. The fans want to see Batman stuff, makes them happy for a bit. Okay, back to the point of the movie, and
This
then
movie was trying so hard to just blatantly be the new Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Be the
think,
new
like,
movie that all these new YouTube video essays that are very pretentious are made
Yeah.
about.
the biggest problem with it is they just could have made a fake deep movie and had it not be the Joker, and it would have been a lot more stomachable, just because it wouldn't have been such a sellout, fake Hollywood product.
yeah,
To me, I just feel like the Dark Knight wasn't trying to be the movie it is considered today.
Yeah,
Like,
but nor
I
was it
really
trying
think
to.
it was just trying to be a good tribute to Batman and a good tribute to Joker.
Yeah,
But
it wasn't trying to connect to some overarching theme. It wasn't trying to like
it was
shoehorn
just
a
trying to
story
be
in.
sick as hell,
It was
and it
just an
was.
action movie. It was an action movie with something that was true to the Batman character versus this, which is a reskinned Psycho. They're calling the Joker and trying to make up connections to the Batman universe when really they already wanted it to be a different world.
right.
All
I
right, I
agree.
guess that concludes our discussion on the Joker.
Okay, well, I'm glad we ended talking about DC as a whole, because my next topic is what DCU, and by that matter MCU hero currently, or hero, heroine, or like group currently established in their universe, deserves a reboot the most.
Or like
Which
a solo
hero?
movie.
Well, not really. Like, which hero, like hero group, heroine, which design, which story arc do you think was fumbled the most and deserves a reboot within the universe?
Like are you talking reboot as in like new casting, completely new character, or like
Yes.
okay.
Oh, I was gonna say, if that's not what you were saying and you were just saying a redo, I would take Thor as a redo completely. If I could forget those first two movies and have two before Ragnarok that were better, then that would have been sick. But
Yeah.
we're
See,
not
I,
talking
I think
about
I
that.
also
So
think those aren't very good movies, but I think Chris Hemsworth is a great Thor.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
agree. No, that's why it's
Thor
not my answer.
Thor
Oh, okay.
Ragnarok is my favorite solo Marvel movie.
I think so. I really think so.
It's definitely up there for me.
So entertaining.
And
But
it works in like MCU elements like great, like how the Hulk just shows up. That was super fun.
Yeah,
And
like
there's like two main baddies, and there's like new like Valkyries in it, and Korg. Korg was so funny.
okay.
Oh,
So I definitely think two things here. One, I don't want them to recast the Hulk because I actually really like Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, but his solo movies have never been substantial. They haven't happened in 12 years. There hasn't been a single solo Hulk movie since 2008. And I think that he, for what he is, they could do something with the character at least a little bit. He could do some sick ass shit, I feel like. Um, and then on the DC side, I think that there could be a more interesting Superman than Henry Cavill, and they could do way, way better things with that character.
um,
Because, I mean, the Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman are obviously just notoriously horrendous movies.
Man of Steel isn't horrible. I'd say that's like it's like a
I,
2-star movie. It's
it's
not horrible.
sure.
It's just really overlong, and there's
Oh my
nothing to
god,
fill.
you and your fucking letterbox ass. That's literally what I rated it on Letterbox, I think, like
Okay.
6 years ago.
okay, to me, I'm going to start with the DCU. My least favorite superhero in any superhero movie is the
Oh,
Flash in Justice League.
I was about to say that.
He was
You saw my
that
tweet about
was
it.
No, but I did see your tweet about it, but it only reminded me about how I felt after seeing that movie in
Yeah,
theaters whenever the hell
it's
it came out,
you.
like
You saw that in
2016.
theaters?
I did, yeah.
Oh,
I saw that in
You
theaters,
are
and it was
nobody else.
they literally just threw the Flash in there, no backstory whatsoever, and he was the most annoying little shit. They
no,
were just
no,
trying to
no,
make
no.
him the funny guy of Justice League, but it
Remember
was
that
the
he was
worst.
he was in Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad.
Right, he was in that little scene with the prison.
Yeah, and in Batman v Superman, he has like whatever it's called, like the Flash verse or whatever. What's it called?
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint. I swear that's like computer thing, right? Adobe
That's
Flashpoint.
PowerPoint. Okay, moving on. Keep talking.
Dumbass, it's Adobe PowerPoint.
Hannah.
um, I guess my DC character that I would want, I was about to say the Flash too. God damn it. Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot is atrocious. She cannot act at all. She is so bad.
Who would you cast as Wonder Woman? I'm curious.
That's gonna take some thinking.
I
Let's
think Gal Gadot definitely looks the part, but I
Oh,
also
yeah.
agree that I don't think she's a very good actress.
she's
At least in that role. I feel like Wonder
She's
Woman,
really
all of
bad.
DC's heroes are pretty basic on their surface level, but like that's only because DC was like the one to start things. Like their whole superhero building in the start was like, this guy's fast. That's his
Yeah.
whole thing. But like Wonder Woman just at her culmination was just like a woman with superpowers. And so we've seen this like this blank canvas of these superheroes be used really well, like the Dark Knight, and some of the old Superman movies are actually really good, like the ones from the 60s. And then but Gal Gadot just she acts like she's straight out of a 1950s comic book. Like there's not a lot of personality. It's just look what I can do.
She acts like a supermodel who tried acting and failed, which is exactly what she is.
Imagine there's no heaven.
Oh my god.
That's
Um,
another reason why she should be recast.
I have to say, I really cannot think of a Marvel character that I want to recast because they are really good at casting.
I
I,
agree that they're
Yeah.
good.
nothing's coming to mind right now. Like,
Like a side topic, Abel, while you're trying to think of that, who do you guys think is the best cast Marvel character in the MCU?
Iron Man.
Yeah, me too. Robert
Yeah.
Downey Jr. just
Robert
is
Downey
Tony
Jr.
Stark.
was the perfect choice for that type of role. I mean, just the bad boy who.
Well, because he basically just lived like Tony Stark. I feel like.
Yeah. Getting arrested.
You know, the whole sitch he got kidnapped by terrorists, held in
Tony
a
Stark built this with a box of scraps.
Tony
That's what
Stark was
Stark
able
said.
to build this in a cave with a box of scraps.
Who was that guy again? Oh, he was in he was in Far From Home. That's who it was.
I wouldn't.
Ironmonger.
Remember, he was one of the like side villains in Far From Home.
Oh my
Wow,
god,
that's a great movie.
That movie's real good. I don't know if I like it better than the first one or not. I have to say, Tom Holland also great casting.
I agree. He's the perfect Spider-Man.
If they could like redo a superhero, I would pick Falcon because he's like the most boring character they have.
For real.
Or him or Aaron Taylor Johnson's Quicksilver in Age of Ultron, who gets gunned
Yeah,
down.
I agree. I didn't think of that. You're right. I actually think because like I thought Evan Peters was actually a really good Quicksilver.
Oh yeah, he
would have been
good.
so sick. I
just
killed
feel like
him
they
off.
botched Quicksilver. Like Marvel
they-
does need a character that can do that. They need their fast guy.
And then they
as
killed him.
cliche as that is, but then they just killed him.
I think that his death is stupid because what he does is he runs in front of Hawkeye and some random like some like little kid. Hawkeye's trying to save him at the last minute, and the entire movie they've built it up to like be like a tragic Hawkeye death.
Yeah,
and
because
fake
they
it out.
wanted you to think that.
Yeah, but then they just kill bland newcomer guy who has no character at all except he hates Iron Man until he doesn't anymore, and then he gets shot a bunch. But he could have just ran and grabbed them and ran some more, and then none of them would have to die.
Yeah, like he.
Okay, I'm sorry, but literally any of the movies that Hawkeye's been in, if he died, no one would have cared.
Well, no, I disagree.
That's
I was
that's
about
the
to
point
say.
of Age of Ultron is it's like, okay, well, we have to bring him to Hawkeye's family's like farm, and you find out he has a wife and kids, and that makes you sympathize with him.
Right, you need a reason to care about him.
Yeah, but
Oh my God. Have you guys heard of the Jeremy Renner app?
No. Oh yes, yes.
It is
Yes,
like one of
yes.
the funniest things I've ever heard about.
Thomas, do yourself a favor and look up the Jeremy Renner app on YouTube. It's really funny.
I think
Okay.
Danny Gonzalez did a video on it.
But what I was gonna say about that was, one, I think that obviously they should have played out Quicksilver more and given him a lot more screen time because he was a great character, but they tried to make up for it in some way with Scarlet Witch and with making Hawkeye an actually good character. I thought they both, by the end of the MCU, were fully fleshed out in a way that I was satisfied, and I barely remembered Quicksilver, getting gunned down.
Yeah, well, because he was
Yeah.
only in one movie for like,
Thomas,
I think he had like,
I would disagree. I
20
don't think
minutes of
he
screen
was a good character. I think he
Yeah.
should have been.
Well,
but
I
he
mean, no, I'm
wasn't.
saying he could have been. Is what I meant to say.
Oh,
He
okay,
is
yeah.
inherently, he just is a good character.
Yeah.
I feel like Scarlet Witch is kind of boring in the MCU, honestly. Like, I don't really know. Like, she's just like she's basically just Jean Grey for the Avengers now, except like she sucks.
Yeah.
And then her and Vision have a romance that doesn't feel natural at all.
To
Like,
me,
probably
to me,
because he's a robot.
I think she definitely has a lot more charm than some of the other characters.
Oh yeah,
I
'cause
think
Elizabeth Olsen is a good actress.
Yeah. I also think that Bucky's character was really interesting when he was first introduced, and every
Yeah.
movie he's been in subsequently he's not been interesting. He's just been
Yeah,
the
he's
guy
been-
that they have
he's
on their
been-
side with an AR.
He's been sidelined since Civil War.
Yeah,
And
he
yeah,
hasn't-
he's
Like they literally have not even talked about him since Civil War. He's just been there.
Yeah.
Like the only scenes that center around Winter Soldier are like the comedic relief scenes, like the "I'm getting that arm." You know that one?
Yeah.
yeah, that was sick.
All right. I think
All right,
we move on.
it's time. It's more than time for
It's-
Abel's Trivia Corner, our
Ladies and
favorite
gentlemen,
segment of the week.
welcome back to Abel's Trivia Corner.
Wait, Abel, hold on. I have one guess about what your trivia is going to be about today.
Okay, I feel like you're
Is
going
it-
to be wrong.
Is it The Tooth Fairy by Dwayne Johnson?
It is not the Tooth Fairy starring
That was
Dwayne
my
Johnson.
guess.
It is.
What?
It is the cinematic masterpiece that I actually haven't seen.
Is it Snow Dogs?
It is no. I've seen Snow Dogs.
I am too.
I own Snow Dogs on DVD. I've seen it. I think once, and I don't even remember liking it, even when I was a dumb nut, like 8-year-old. Today we're focusing on the 2015 masterpiece known as Fant Four Stick.
Oh Lord, I
I
haven't even seen this movie.
Neither have I, Spencer. It's okay.
It's literally every single one of these trivia questions is not actually about the movie, but like more the making of the movie.
Okay, fair.
All right, so the first question, Josh Trank, the director of Fant Four Stick, he has a Letterboxd account, and he reviewed his own movie, Fant Four Stick. What star rating did he give it? On a scale of 1 to 5.
2.
I was gonna say 2.
Is it final answers?
Yes.
You're both correct.
Yeah, you
Told
told
us
us that,
yeah.
Abel.
When did I tell you that?
A week
In
ago.
one of
You
our
literally
previous
just
podcasts, you
casually
told us
mentioned
that.
it. You
I don't
casually
remember
mentioned
that.
it.
I'm sorry. Well,
Well,
you guys both get freebies.
Because we're attentive.
beautiful.
We listen.
Yeah.
More
All
than
right.
one.
Next question. So the Fantastic actors, Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, and Jamie Bell. One of them, at least one of them, will admit to this, but the only one we know, one of them has not seen the movie because of how badly some people reacted to it. Which one of them hasn't seen it?
Repeat
Miles
the names
Teller.
again.
Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, and Jamie Bell.
It's Miles Teller. Although
really
Miles
don't
Teller has
know.
been in a lot of bad movies, he's probably used to it at this point.
He was in
I
all of the Divergent movies.
Yeah, actually, wait. I'm changing my answers.
I'm gonna say Bell.
Oh God. I mean, it would make more sense if it was Michael B. Jordan because he. Yeah, I'll go with Michael B. Jordan.
The correct answer is Kate Mara.
Oh,
I wanted to say her, but I didn't know who she was.
All right.
okay.
She plays the Thing.
Oh, the
Wait,
Thing?
wait,
Oh,
what?
that would have. I should have guessed that. That's probably really
The Thing
embarrassing.
was a woman in that movie?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I was gonna say.
Sorry, Jamie Bell does not play the Invisible Woman. All right. Which okay, out of those same four actors, which of them reportedly either almost got in one or actually did get in a fist fight with the director, Josh Trank?
That was Michael B. Jordan for sure.
Why do you say that, Thomas?
Because he was in Creed, dipshit.
Well, they all were in Fantastic.
Repeat the names. Repeat the names.
Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, and Jamie Bell.
I'm gonna say Miles Teller.
That is correct.
Fuck,
Miles
just for the sake of
Teller and
argument.
Josh Trank got in a fist fight on set. Also, something I want to point out, it's not a trivia question, but Kate Mara was the studio, like Fox really wanted her to be the Invisible Woman, but Josh Trank had some other girl in mind. He was like, this girl needs to be Invisible Woman. And they were like, nope, we're going to do Kate Mara. And so then he just he ignored her on set and like bullied her. Like he was just super mean to her the entire time.
What else has he done?
He did Chronicle, and then this movie ruined his
Oh.
career. Because they were like, okay, if we don't make this Fantastic Four movie in like the next like couple years, we're gonna lose the rights, and they go back to Marvel because that's how those contracts work for some reason. So they just get the guy who did that like found footage superhero movie, just get him to do it, but then just tell him how to direct it. And then that's how you got this piece of shit.
Looks like I have the
Marvel-
lead, Thomas.
Spencer, I hate you.
Okay, Marvel offered Fox character rights to like one of their characters, kind of, to try to get the Fantastic Four rights back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which of these characters was it? Was it
Oh,
Ghost
I don't know
Rider,
this.
Blade, Daredevil, or Howard the Duck?
Oh man.
They still have the rights to Howard the Duck, right?
Well,
'Cause
Howard.
they-
Well,
'cause he was in the end of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
so
they offered it to Fox, and they offered the Fox the rights to one of these characters, and then Fox
Oh,
declined it.
okay.
I don't think Marvel even has the rights to Ghost Rider right now. I
Abel,
don't know.
Abel, do they? Will
I'm
you
not
tell
gonna
us?
answer, dude.
Yeah,
Gotta
you can't tell
ask
us,
the-
but
I'm not
Why
gonna-
not?
I don't.
If we figure out the
Because
trick of the
I'm
trick question,
almost,
can't we
I'm
know the
almost
trick?
positive.
What if
I'm
I
almost-
don't know? Okay.
That's not. Well, it's not. I don't. It's not a trick question. I'm trying to eliminate options right now because I think the Nick Cage Ghost Rider movies weren't made by Marvel Studios.
Yeah,
Abel,
no,
say
they
them one more
weren't.
time.
Otherwise, they'd be in the
It was
MCU.
Ghost Rider, Daredevil, Howard the Duck, and Blade.
Howard no, they wouldn't do it. I'm gonna
They
say
wouldn't give up Howard the Duck.
no,
I'm
they
gonna say
wouldn't
Blade.
take.
I'm
I'm
gonna say
Ghost Rider.
You're both wrong. It was Daredevil.
Fuck, that was my
Oh,
second
that's.
guess.
I was
God damn
not
it.
gonna guess that.
Because I don't, but they do own the rights to it somehow. But there was a movie starring Ben Affleck as Daredevil in like
That movie
2003.
was fucking awesome.
That movie was fucking lit.
So quick.
I always saw that movie on the shelf at the video store, and I was like, I never even considered but getting it.
Video.
I remember seeing it, but I never even considered it.
I remember when I was like 11, I was like, "Hey mom, I want to get this movie," because we had the DVD Netflix, so like they would like mail us a DVD, and so I got Ghost Rider on it, and my parents wanted to watch some other movie, and so I put it like in my computer disk drive back when those were a thing, and just watched Ghost Rider by myself when I was like 12, and it was just like so boring, but I was just like, Ghost Rider's sick. It's a freaking flaming skull on a motorcycle. And it's
And
Nicolas
it's Nick
Cage.
Cage, probably one of the worst casting decisions in MCU. Well, not even MCU, Marvel history.
Dude, if they have the film rights to Ghost Rider and put him in the MCU, that would be insane. But the thing is that Ghost Rider already exists in the MCU. He was in like a few episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is like
Oh,
a huge
are
waste.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
If I'd known that, I would have said him for the first thing I suggested.
Well,
That's like the biggest like.
are you whining?
What a fucking waste! I can't believe that.
I mean, Ghost
Agents
Rider
of
doesn't
Shield.
seem
If
like
you introduce a superhero in Agents of Shield, that is just like throwing it in the trash.
that is
That is
literally.
saying no one wanted the rights to the superhero, so we're just going to put him here.
Well, the thing is, I think that they did that because they don't own the film rights, but they have the television rights.
Oh, what? Who owns film
So,
rights?
whoever made fucking Ghost Rider 1 and 2, they made two of them.
Yeah, I know.
And I've heard that I think the second one has like Idris Elba in it or something.
The hell?
Yeah,
Isn't Idris Elba?
he's
God,
in
what's
the
his name?
Thor movies.
What's it? Heimdall.
Yeah.
Thor. Yeah.
He's one of the only characters from the first couple Thor movies besides like Thor, Loki, and Odin who like you remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's all sorts of people who you like forget. Like remember in Avengers Endgame, by far like the weakest part, I'd say. And it wasn't even like that bad, but it was just because I've only seen Thor: The Dark World once and I was on my phone for like three-quarters of it. But like the scene where they're going back in time and then Thor and Rocket are in Asgard 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a great scene.
Okay, well, we've been talking about Ghost Rider for the past 5 minutes and we
I
still have
don't.
one more question.
I literally proposed the question, and I'm blanking on what it was.
Well, I have one last question on Abel's
Oh God, we're doing trivia. That's right.
Okay.
Okay, Thomas, you can tie it up here.
I hate
Due
you.
to the bad performance of Fant Four Stick, Miles Teller was dropped from which movie? And one of them is correct, and I just picked three others that were released like around the same time. Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, La La Land, Hacksaw Ridge, and the Assassin's Creed movie starring Michael Fassbender.
I forgot that was the thing.
I need you to say them one. Oh God, wait. It was La La Land, Hacksaw Ridge. I don't think it was Hacksaw Ridge. Why are these mostly Oscar movies? It. He could have been. In
My
one.
answer is Hacksaw Ridge.
My answer is La La Land.
The correct answer is La La Land.
I think I
Oh
think
my
I knew that
God,
before.
really?
I vaguely recalled hearing that once in my life, and that's why I said it.
That's
That means
actually really surprising.
Miles Teller was going to be in La La Land. I would imagine he was going to be Ryan Gosling because I can't
No.
Yeah,
What?
I cannot remember a single character in La La Land besides Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone.
Yeah,
I
but
saw
what
that
kind of
movie for the
fucking
first
casting
time.
decision would have been like that, or would that have been?
Yeah, like the thing is, like that means that like Ryan Gosling was their second choice.
Yeah, like that's an awful casting.
Miles
decision.
Teller cannot play like the suave, confident character.
Yeah, I
Ryan
know,
Gosling
he's a
can.
Weirdo.
Yeah, he can. He just
Yeah,
can
but
be
he
a
always
dick
he's
about
just
it.
one of those guys that looks like perpetually too young for the role he's in.
Yeah, and he kind of always looks like he wants to do.
Like
He
he's
was-
meant to play the young billionaire that's in over his head or something like that.
Yeah, I definitely.
Which is exactly what he played in Fed Four Stick, actually.
That sounds like the story of the director.
Yeah, that's fair. All right,
All right.
I guess that we have a tie.
Yeah.
for the first time.
Wow. I
All
guess
right.
it'll have to be settled next week, unless they have
Spencer.
a fat
What's the next
tiebreaker
movie?
question lined up.
What's the next subject?
Yeah, what's our next topic, guy?
Oh, The next topic, I'd like to start following the trivia section with a ranking session. Last week we did our Star Wars trilogy rankings. This week, inspired by a trending thing I saw on Twitter, I would like us to rank every Spider-Man movie.
I have not seen all of them.
Wait,
Okay,
wait,
well,
whoa.
And
What are we talking about?
This is Raimi. This is Amazing Spider-Man. This is all the Spider-Mans, including Spider-Verse.
These don't belong in the same list, but I'm going to go with you because
can
this is
still
going to be
rank
fun. No, I'm
They're all
just saying this is
Spider-Man
sacrilege, but
movies.
I'm with you.
I'm gonna rank the two that I haven't seen based on what I think that I
I've
will
seen every single
think
one. I'm
about
pretty
them.
sure, multiple times actually.
The only
Yeah,
two I
I've
have
seen all of them.
are Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3.
Really?
Yeah. I've
Wow,
seen
that's
I saw
surprising.
Spider-Man 1 like a long time ago. I think I must have been like 10. And I saw Amazing Spider-Man around the same time, and then I saw Amazing Spider-Man 2 like maybe 2015-ish, and then I saw the Tom Holland ones in theaters and Spider-Verse like a year.
Okay, I think I have my ranking.
Let's hear it.
We're gonna go Spider-Man 3 Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then Spider-Man 3, and then The Amazing Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man 1, and then Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Spider-Man 2.
Fuck.
Okay.
All right, guys,
You didn't rank Into the Spider-Verse.
I lost
I've never
connection.
seen it.
I
Oh,
lost
really?
connection for
Yeah.
like
You got to see that movie.
I know.
Guys,
I
can
just
you
forgot
hear
it
me?
existed. Yeah, I can hear you now.
I lost connection for like maybe like 20 seconds, so I didn't catch anything that you said,
Okay.
Thomas.
Okay, Thomas, if you
Cool,
just
yeah.
restate your list
Oh
really
yeah,
quick.
I can go right off the dome again. It's all good. Spider-Man 3. No, sorry. Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man, then Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man Homecoming, no, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Spider-Man 2.
Okay. I actually liked Spider-Man Far From Home better than Homecoming.
I haven't seen Homecoming in a while, I'll admit, but I remember there was a charm to it that I liked better.
They're
But-
both really like I enjoy them basically the same amount.
Yeah,
'Cause,
like that's like, comparing apples to apples to me. They're the same thing. They're really good.
I just felt like Spider-Man is one of the most unique heroes in the Marvel universe. He always kind of has been. And I feel like Spider-Man Far From Home was one of the most unique superhero movies I've seen in a really long time.
yeah,
Because
I agree with that.
That's a really good point.
That segment where Spider-Man is like pretty much I don't know, it wasn't drugged up, but where he was
It's supposed
the
to
vision
be
he
you're
had
right.
with
That
Mysterio, that was
sequence-
insane.
You're right. You
Where,
know what?
like the zombie Iron Man comes up.
I think you changed my mind, and I'm
Mysterio-
switching them now.
Mysterio is such a good villain too.
Yeah,
And
No,
then-
that's what I was gonna say.
that twist really fucking got me. During
I
Jake
did not
Gyllenhaal
get
was
me at
a
all.
great casting choice, and I think Mysterio was one of the best villains we've seen in a Marvel movie in a really long time.
Wait,
If you know
guys.
anything about Mysterio at all, that twist is not a twist, but
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it was still like really satisfying to watch it all like happen and see how it works in this universe.
I didn't know anything about Mysterio. I was like completely. That's one thing I like about my movie watching brain is that I fall for shit really easily because I just don't think about it.
But the
Like,
thing is like he's not like the twist wasn't that he is a bad guy. The twist for me was none of these elemental things exist.
Yeah, I mean, just everything was like the way it all unfolded was so well done.
Yeah.
And there was a turning point in the movie where I was just like, oh, well, this is sick.
This
We're
is
going
sick
this
as
direction.
shit,
Well,
dog.
that's why
this
I
way
liked
now.
that movie better. I agree with a lot of the elements of your list, Thomas. I think Into the Spider-Verse is the best Spider-Man movie that
Well,
I've ever
that's just
seen.
because it takes place in New York and you like New York.
They all do. Literally all of them,
I'm
except
just-
for Far From Home.
I'm fucking with you.
I know.
That's just
Okay.
because it takes place in New York, Spencer. Let's get back to the real stuff, like Far From Home, which takes place in Europe, the city of Europe.
The city of Europe.
All right, Spencer, do your ranking.
I agree that Spider-Man 2 is the best. Other than that, I think that movie's really good. I think Doc Ock is a really,
I need to watch.
They did
Can
they
we,
did Doc Ock really well.
when we're allowed to
Um,
hang out again, do you wanna watch all the Spider-Man movies? I think those are
Yes.
movies I can marathon. Only the good ones. though.
We can like fit like Skype and watch them at the same time.
Oh my!
I would
God.
like to do that.
I did that last night with some. We watched Stranger Things
I
season
know you
8,
told
so-
me.
I know.
Who'd you watch it with?
We're not talking about this here. We're discussing
Okay.
movies.
Okay.
All right. Spencer,
Ava, let's
do
hear
your-
what you got.
Did you do your ranking?
Oh well, I guess not officially, but I agree. Amazing Spider-Man 2 is just a worse version of Spider-Man 3. So Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man 2, and then Into the Spider-Verse.
Nice. All right, I'll do my ranking then. I'm just gonna omit Spider-Man 2 and 3 because I haven't seen them.
Spider-Man 3 is just the most horseshit, god-awful movie you'll ever
It's
see.
so funny though. Oh my god. I
It's
love
it
that
sounds
movie
it
so
sounds
much.
like it's kind of like a Revenge of the Sith.
No,
Abel,
no, it's so stupid.
No, it's not. Abel,
It's
it's like Revenge of the Sith in that there's a lot of really stupid and quotable things in it, but it's not like Revenge of the Sith. There's
you
like
know-
nothing redeemable about that movie.
Do you know what emo Peter Parker is?
Yes, I
Parker
know
pelvis
enough
stance.
about it to estimate how much I'll like it, and it looks like it would just be it's like kind of like Venom, which is funny because Venom is like a spider. How about let's just put Venom in the ranking because it's
I have
Spider-Man.
not seen Venom, and
You
Spider-Man
should.
is not in it.
There's a part in Venom where Venom like says the word turd, and I
Okay.
think that they put that in the trailer, and I think that is beautiful.
Okay, well, should Joker be considered a Batman movie?
No,
Then why should Venom be considered a Spider-Man movie?
because Venom is Spider-Man, but bigger and stupider and like a big blob.
Batman's literally in the movie.
No, he's not.
Bruce Wayne is. Peter Parker isn't in
No,
Venom.
that's what we call an actor, Spencer. Batman doesn't exist.
Venom isn't even in the movie. It's graphics.
No, it's that's really him. They really made that for the movie.
Starring
dumb
Venom as himself.
Tom Hardy as Venom as himself. All right, I'll do my ranking then. The worst one is Amazing Spider-Man 2. That movie sucks. I hate it. It's like so bad. Like Electro as a villain is like hilarious. Have you
Yeah,
like
Jamie Foxx, he's had some good roles, but that was not one of them.
yeah, that was kind of horrible. Like he's like a cartoon character, but just in the worst ways. Like he's like
His motivations also didn't make sense.
yeah, like Spider-Man
wanted
was like,
friends.
"Hey, can you stop like killing people?" And then there's the whole Hans Zimmer and Pharrell Williams collaborated for the soundtrack, and then that part it goes, he lied to me. He hates me," or whatever they say in the song. It's like it's so corny, and it's just like, and there's like dubstep sounds. Spider-Man is my enemy. I think that's a line in the song.
Okay.
Just watch the
Continue-
Times Square scene.
Continue with your list. I've seen the Times
Okay,
Square
so
scene.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, shortly followed by Amazing Spider-Man 1, which is just a boring nightmare. Like that
Yeah.
movie is just so like dull. I
I
don't
remember the scene where like the one mouse eats the other, and the scene where Stan Lee makes a cameo, and that's it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention
I remember that
Uh,
whole movie, honestly.
Fant Four Stick. Stan Lee denied to have a cameo in it. He was like, "No,
Good. He
This
had
is too
taste.
bad."
Dude,
That
I
movie
always
is just-
forget that he's dead. Rest in peace, soldier.
he was like 92 or something. He was old as fuck." Anyways, continue with my list. Then we have the first Spider-Man movie, I thought it was okay. Um, then Spider-Man Homecoming, because I don't know, that movie just like I walked out of it and I was just like, this movie was really fun. It was entertaining. Um,
I think I saw that with you.
oh yeah, and then we I think that was the burrito night.
Yeah, okay, that's a story for another day.
All right, and then after that I have Far From Home and then Into the Spider-Verse. That's my favorite.
Spider-Man
And
is honestly
Great.
just so dope.
I only like
Spider-Man is
Into
my
the
favorite
Spider-Verse.
superhero.
He's
For sure.
definitely S tier IMO, but
I only like Into the Spider-Verse because it takes place in Pullman.
What?
what?
What are you
You
talking
guys,
about?
you guys didn't. Never mind. We're gonna keep going.
I do not get the joke.
Okay, so you know how Thomas just said, Spencer, you only like Into the Spider-Verse because it takes place in Pullman.
Okay.
I
We
was
didn't
like-
full circle joke. I didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
I was thinking about that movie like, really?
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse, the animated movie, it takes place in Pullman, Washington.
They filmed there for convenience sake.
All right, so I guess we've all
Spider-Man
done
goes
our
to Wazoo.
rankings.
Well, I mean, I have one or two other topics, but if we'd like to move on to the final discussion.
No, well, let's just do the topics. Let's go through everything.
Okay, I'll go through one more. Okay, let me see what I wrote down. Give me a second. How you guys been the last few days?
Good.
Hunky dory.
I've just
I've
been
been-
watching movies, dude.
I've been painting my house.
I've been watching paint dry.
I actually have been a lot.
That is kind of funny.
Okay.
I've been chewing dip.
I watched.
Instead of proposing a number of new topics, I'd like to revisit a topic from last week instead. And that topic
Wintergreen or
is Marvel Phase 4.
Yeah, because we went through one of those movies.
I
We
feel
only
like
talked about one of them.
we were not as thorough with that as we should have been.
Yeah,
Let's-
let's
I'm
go
assuming,
movie by
are you guys
movie.
near? Yeah. Abel, do you want to pull up a graph of this?
Graph.
A
Look at
graph.
this graph.
Look at this graph.
MCU Phase 4. Okay, so we already talked about Black Widow, I think.
Yeah, a little bit.
Then we have The Eternals. That movie, I'm excited for it just because what's his name? Kumail Nanjiani got shredded for it, and I love that actor. Have you guys seen that show?
I like him a lot. I love
Silicon Valley.
Yeah, I've not seen it, but I know he's good on
It
it.
is
I really
hilarious.
like him.
That show is like one of the funniest TV shows I've ever seen. That's like top 3 funniest in my opinion.
Top 3 funnies.
Yeah, I don't really know much else about it. It's like it looks like it's
To be honest, that's all I know about that movie too.
is that Kumail Nanjiani's in it and he's got
Yes.
ripped.
Literally, that is the only thing I know.
Angelina
And that it's
Jolie
coming
is in
out.
it.
Really?
Uh, Kit Harington is in it. He plays a human. Everyone
Okay.
else is an Eternal, and I literally the only character that I know, the name that I recognize is Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh.
Why do I recognize that as well?
There was a donkey video where he says Gilgamesh because it's like an obscure character in Final Fantasy.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Also, I think Gilgamesh is like some sort of biblical figure.
I know what Garugamesh is.
Great.
There's a character named Sprite. I have a feeling that it's not going to be related to the soda.
Really?
There's a character
Hope
in this
so.
movie called Sierra Mist. There's a character in this movie called Mr. Pibb. Kumail Nanjiani got ripped.
There's a character in
Mr. Pibb in the Eternals.
there's a character in this movie named Dr. K. Big
Dr.
Thunder.
Awesome Sauce.
Big Thunder.
All right. After the Eternals, we have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Um, I think the Mandarin's gonna be in it, the real Mandarin.
Oh, they're redoing that
No, but it's gonna be the real Mandarin
instead of Ben Kingsley.
instead of a guy who likes candy. Okay. Iron Man 3 is for another time. We're not
Dude,
talking about that
I
yet.
watched
That
like
that
the
might be
first
that might have to be an assignment
20
because I haven't
minutes
seen
of
that
that
movie in a
and
really
it's
long
so
time.
it's so stupid.
Thomas, you're stupid.
Yeah, I know, dude. I watched
Yeah,
Happy
you just
try.
said yeah.
Yeah, I watched Happy try and use an iPad, and I thought that was stupid.
What?
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
I watched the first
Happy
20
Hogan.
minutes of the movie, and I took notes before Abel said we didn't have to watch it anymore. And I have like 5
Wait,
text
which movie?
of the stupidest things I've seen
Iron
in the
Man. You
MCU.
took 5 pages of notes for
No,
Iron Man 3.
I said 5 or 10 things in the first 20 minutes that I think
Well,
are
depends on
Pages of notes?
depends on how big your handwriting is.
Oh my god. What? That's why I
Okay,
said
let's.
Uh,
I completely
Shane,
forgot.
I said Iron Man
Shang-Chi and the
3 is
Legends of
for another
China.
time, and now we just started talking about Iron Man 3.
I
sorry.
just said the Legends of China. I don't know why I said that. The Legend of the Five Rings.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Fortune Cookies.
Xi Jinping and the Legend of
Okay, no.
Okay,
I
no.
don't.
No.
Okay. I really know nothing about this movie. I don't even remember when I used to read comics knowing about Shang-Chi. So I'll see it probably. I think it's not a Disney Plus exclusive, is it?
I don't think any other movies are because they want to make money.
No. A lot of their stuff is like shows being released on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'm not doing shows. I'm doing movies, Spencer.
Oh, okay,
This is a movie
That's fair.
show. Um,
Um,
I'm excited because I know that the Ten Rings is somehow affiliated. It's like a organization. I don't really know what they do, but it's affiliated with the people that kidnapped Tony Stark in the first Iron Man. Like they have
oh,
like Ten Rings logos like on their boxes, I'm pretty sure. So they're kind of connected somehow, and I think that could be cool to have like what part of the big plot of this movie be terrorists, I guess.
that could be pretty cool.
If that's how they're doing it. Like I think it's kind of weird that
I always get
y-
excited when they call back to like the original Marvel movies.
yeah,
Like
like
I really liked it when they had that obscure scientist from in Far From Home because I remember that guy.
yeah.
Like I very distinctly remember that scene where he's like,
Tony
"I'm not
Stark.
Tony Stark."
Tony Stark built this in a cave.
Tony's there.
In a cave.
All right. Then after Shang-Chi, we have Spider-Man Far From Home 2. That's what they
What?
say. It's called Untitled Spider-Man Far From Home sequel. I think that's kind of funny how they just say it's a sequel to the second one.
I'm pretty
But
sure
it's
you might be reading the wrong list.
I'm on Wikipedia. This
Really?
is
That's a good list.
yeah, it's just an untitled.
All the pictures I saw from like Comic-Con, I did not see Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, because this was announced after Comic-Con,
Oh, okay, I see.
and so they can update Wikipedia. You can't update Comic-Con, Spencer. Um, this movie, it's just like they announced that they were planning it before Homecoming even came out, which I think is kind of funny. Like they're just so sure that it's gonna do well, and they're right.
Well,
And they're right.
Spider-Man's good, and if you have a Spider-Man that people like, it's going to do really well.
Yeah,
And people really like Tom Holland.
Spider-Man Far From Home made on a budget of $160 million, it made 1.1 billion.
Impressive.
God,
That's tenfold.
Spider-Man makes money. I mean, they haven't really revealed a lot of stuff about this yet. I mean, I think it's kind of surprising because I feel like I've heard more about Doctor Strange 2 and Thor 4 than I have this, but it's coming out before. And I think it's weird because they haven't even like really teased us with anything from Eternals or Shang-Chi. And I feel like they should have like maybe dropped like a teaser because Eternals was supposed to come out in like November before they pushed it back like a week ago.
The fact that the only real thing we know about the Eternals is that he got
Kumail
ripped for it.
Nanjiani shredded.
To play
yeah,
Dr.
that's-
Pibb.
To play Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Peb. PEB, Dr. Peb.
Dr. Plebe.
All right, so after
Okay, after
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
we have Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, this is going to be, I think this is going to be real good. I think it's going to be like a surprisingly good movie. I have high hopes for it because I think they're going for like we're. I think they're going for like a horror movie aspect.
That would be cool.
And the director was signed on in December of 2018, and then he dropped out like in January of this year.
You know who is directing it though, right?
Well, I told you like one of these podcast episodes. Sam Raimi is
Sam Raimi.
he's in negotiations to direct it. He's not
He
confirmed.
I saw on Twitter he confirmed it today.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
great. That is great
Convenient.
news. There's not much about it that's out yet because they just found a director for it. Anything else you guys want to say about this one?
I mean, I don't know a lot. Doctor Strange can really be anything, and I'm curious to see what Sam Raimi does with it. I mean, I don't know if he's done any superhero stuff since the Spider-Man trilogy, has he?
I don't think so.
So
I'll look it up.
I'm curious. I know he's well regarded because people love those Spider-Man movies.
It's not just the Spider-Man movies though, because like Evil Dead is him.
Yeah, but people really like. There's a lot of people like purists who just absolutely think those Spider-Man movies are the best superhero movies of all time.
Did you know he directed Oz the Great and Powerful starring James Franco?
That's awesome. I think I saw that
is
movie
one of
twice
those movies
though.
I forgot about.
It's so forgettable, and it like wasn't horrible.
It was really bad. No, it was really bad.
I don't remember hating it, but I also saw it when I was like
watching assignment for next week.
13
It's the Great and Powerful.
No, it was like I remember when it came out and I was like 10 years old and I was like, oh, that was kind of cool. And then I like went on the internet and everybody was like, wow, this movie's fucking god awful.
I don't think it was that bad.
I'm just imagining like little Thomas seeing that hate for Oz the Great and Powerful.
It was like similar to what I remember they said about Jupiter Ascending. With
Oh my God.
Movie.
I think we should watch that. I think we should watch
I
that.
have no desire to watch Jupiter
Mila
Ascending.
Kunis did not have a good decade.
I forgot about Mila Kunis. Where has she been?
Me too. And I don't really.
Thomas, you just reminded me of someone I haven't thought about in like 2 years.
She was in Ted.
Yeah, because she's friends with Seth MacFarlane.
She plays Meg on Family Guy.
Yeah.
But what has she done since that?
Let's see.
She was in Black Swan, dude. It's really it's bad when your second most like on your IMDb, her second most like known for movie is Jupiter Ascending.
Did you guys know that she was born in Ukraine?
No.
During the USSR days in the 80s.
Did not know that.
Dude, they're still making Family Guy? Jesus.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
There's so much.
Seth MacFarlane wanted to kill it like 10 years ago, and they just didn't let him. They're like,
but then he was like, I like money.
No, they like money. He literally said, I would have preferred to end it and just pursue a new project, but they were like, no, we're not going to give you money for a new project. We'll give you money to play Peter Griffin.
That
10 years.
Mad. No wonder I hate that show so much now. I like
I
watching.
haven't seen an episode in like 4 years.
The new episode suck.
At least the
Shocker.
Cleveland show is over.
My name is Cleveland Brown.
Spencer.
What?
I swear to God, the Cleveland show guy just blinked.
We should give context on that story. If you give an inside story, you have to give context.
All right, so
podcast rules.
I think
this is such a dumb story. There's not even much to say.
Okay, so like I think we were like 15 or something. It was like freshman or sophomore year. Like you and Drew, I think, were sleeping over at my house, back when that happened. We
Yeah.
were on like Netflix and we were up like super late, so it was probably like 12:30. It was probably
Uh-huh.
not that late at all. And
It was probably like 11, but we thought it was super late.
yeah, I just remember being super tired, and then we were just on Netflix, and I think Drew was just out.
Yeah, no, I remember it was just you and I, but I mean, it was probably Aiden actually.
Oh, you're
If
probably
it was
right.
that far ago, it was probably Aiden.
Um, and then we were just on Netflix, and we weren't watching anything. We were just on the Netflix screen, like we weren't even like scrolling through stuff. We were just stuck there. And the show that we were like highlighted over was the Cleveland show. And the little like the title card for it just was it said the Cleveland show, and then it had the trademark Seth MacFarlane annoying like little character that no one else takes seriously.
I think his name's Rollo.
Yeah, Rollo, the Afro
I've
baby.
I've never actually seen the
I've
Cleveland
seen
show.
like at least a season of it. It's
Jesus,
it's
I could never.
It's
I don't
pretty
think
much
I've
what you'd.
even seen a season of Family Guy.
I've seen almost every episode of like the first.
If you like
15 seasons.
If you like Family Guy a lot, you'll like the Cleveland Show. It's
No,
not that much
you'll
different.
tolerate it. You'll tolerate it.
To like it, it's like either you tolerate it or you like it. If you like Family Guy.
Okay. Well, anyway, we were spending a while. Continue, Abel.
We were just sitting there, and I was like looking at the Cleveland show, and I saw like the Afro baby or whatever his name is. He's just sitting there, and I just thought that he blinked, and so I just said, "I swear to God, the Cleveland show guy just blinked." It just was really funny. I don't know.
Just imagining Netflix. This was when they had like completely. Some of their tiles aren't still now, but like a Netflix tile was just the picture of the guy.
And it
And they just
wouldn't
had
like
one
no
that just
sound.
blinked every so often.
Okay,
and you would
guys.
just happen to notice.
I'm the CEO of Netflix, and I'm gonna make sure that the Cleveland show, Afro Baby from the Cleveland show, you guys like the Cleveland show, right? He's gonna blink every half hour that you have him selected, or whatever,
Just to fuck with me.
just to fuck with me.
Only at 11 p.m. every night.
Only
Every
at 11
24 hours.
p.m. on whatever day this was, 2015, we'll make Afro Baby blink.
Okay, what was the topic again?
You're talking about Mila Kunis.
But what preceded that?
You were talking about how great A Million Ways to Die in the West is.
Yeah, we were.
Honestly, I watched that movie and I kind of thought it was funny at some parts. I didn't think it was horrible.
It's not. It made me laugh when I saw it, but I was not that old when I saw it.
I have not seen it. I'll be honest.
Well,
I don't really have anyone.
I don't think you're missing out on much. Imagine a movie
There's no
directed by
heaven.
Seth MacFarlane that's not a cartoon, but it still has
Yeah.
the same humor as the cartoon. Like the scene
So Ted.
where Neil
But
Patrick
it's Ted, but it's period.
Neil Patrick Harris shits in a hat for like a straight minute,
I forgot about that.
and that's the whole joke. He's just shitting in a hat,
He's just shitting in a hat. He's
and it's just
shitting
disgusting. It's like just so much just like sloppy.
shit
Like it
into
sounds
a
like
hat.
I think the sound effects sound like someone just made like a gallon of smoothie, and they just like dumped it onto like a plastic sheet or something, and it's just splatting. And it's so gross, and he just keeps shitting.
I
Is it
did
fully
not want to hear
beautiful?
that
Is it
whatsoever.
fully just beautiful?
But anyways, that gets 4.5 stars on my Letterboxd.
Does it actually?
Yes.
Have you given anything 5 stars?
Yes.
Scott Pilgrim?
If oh my god, if
6 movies have 5
if
stars so far.
that
Which ones?
fucking movie has 4.5 stars, you better have some 5 stars.
What are you talking about? I'm joking.
Okay, good.
There's-
Chill. Okay, Scott Pilgrim, Dark Knight, Mad Max Fury Road, A New Hope, Midsummer, and Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Those are. I'm thinking about adding some though. Like I'm thinking about like The Shining, maybe,
That's a
maybe
great one.
maybe Hereditary, maybe Drive, maybe I'm thinking about Super 8. Super 8 might get a 5 star. I really like that movie.
Drive is a very good movie.
Hot Fuzz, maybe.
Very good movie.
Maybe Napoleon Dynamite.
Gosh,
I like Napoleon Dynamite a
it's a
lot.
funny ass movie.
Um, do we have any other topics, or do we want to end it here?
I think we should. Well, we haven't discussed our movie, nor have we chosen a new viewing for next week.
Factual. Do you have
Um,
any other topics you want to talk about before
no,
the?
I don't. I think we have some smaller topics that could build a theme on next week.
That sounds good.
I
Sounds
think I'd
nice,
be fine with just talking about
delicious.
our movie.
All right, let's discuss Sicario. I
I'll.
did.
s-
This
I,
isn't a video podcast, but when I did that, I had like my hands like wave in front of my face, like Sicario, like the curtains are opening.
I will start. I really liked this movie.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I just. I mean, I thought it was just. It's nowadays it's really hard to do an action movie and make it interesting. As weird as that sounds, a lot of action movies that like are dominating the market right now are superhero movies or movies based on books or some popular like
Yeah.
fantasy character. But this was one of the first modern action type like cop movies that I was really entertained by in a long time.
Well, yeah, because I think it's purely because of the director and the cinematographer. It's just Denis Villeneuve and Roger Deakins. Roger
Well,
Deakins.
I don't want to retract from the performances.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh no, the
I thought everyone was
performances are great.
great.
Of course they are. It's Josh Brolin and Emily Blunt and Benicio del Toro.
And
Right.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Benicio del Toro was amazing.
Oh yeah, I forgot that he was in it because
Daniel Kaluuya did great too. I always love him.
he's not one of the poster people, so I forget about him. Um, what
Who's
else do I have to say?
Kevin Bacon in that movie? It wasn't Kevin Bacon, it was someone else. Someone looked
John
like someone.
Bernthal was
Definitely
in it.
not Kevin Bacon.
Not Kevin, I don't know. I said Kevin Bacon. I was thinking of Kevin Bacon for some reason.
I
Um,
was thinking about
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
unfortunately, while this movie was really good, I can't think of a lot that's interesting to talk about it.
Um,
Like I did with Good Time.
I thought that John Bernthal was a great side character.
Who was
Like
he again?
he's like friends with he's like a cop. He's friends with Daniel Kaluuya, and he like him and Emily Blunt are about to bone, and then she realizes
The
he's in,
guy
he's
the
in
guy who plays
cahoots
Shane
with
in The
the
Walking Dead.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
That's right.
he had that scene with him in it where he's like just covered in blood in the cop car. Oh my God,
That's brutal.
he's a really good actor, dude.
Yeah, this movie did not take or spare any fucking change. They went all out with everything they wanted to show, which I really appreciate. And I
Uh,
mean that's part of making an action movie that's compelling these days. It's just like audiences don't always like to come to a movie that's super gruesome, and I mean Deadpool helped disprove that in a way. But I mean it's refreshing to see an action movie that goes for what it wants to be.
yeah, I think that like this genre of movie, I guess like you call them like neo westerns,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
like where they kind of take place like
No, yeah, that's
the
exactly
same
that's a great
area.
way to put it.
I think that's like an actual term that
No,
people
yeah.
use. Like this movie is a good example, and
Hell or High Water.
No Country for Old Men. Have you guys seen that movie?
No, but I've heard very good things
Yes,
about
I've
it.
seen that movie 3 or 4 times.
It is so good.
I
That movie
love that
is
movie. That's a
incredible.
5-star movie to me.
I'm thinking about putting that up to 5 star. I think that won Best Picture in 2007.
I actually saw There Will Be Blood this weekend, which was I
I
really
keep
liked as well.
I keep putting that off because I look at the runtime and I'm like, nah.
Just give it some time and pay attention to it. It's Daniel Day-Lewis is worth it. He's so good in that movie.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie with him in it.
He was in
Lincoln,
Lincoln. He was
baby.
in Gangs of New York. He was
I
in
haven't seen those.
a number of other things.
I'm gonna look through him. He's really good, but
Yeah, he's one of the best actors I know at least.
He's won the most best actor Oscars, I think.
really,
Really?
he's like
Yeah.
he looks like his filmography. He's very particulate. No, particular. Like he doesn't just do any movie. Oh, he was in. Oh my God, I remember seeing stuff about this movie. It's called Nine.
The one with the sock puppets.
No, it's one of the three movies. There's Nine, and then District 9. They all came out in 2009, and they all,
Oh.
Wait, District 9 came out in 2009?
yeah,
Why? That was a long time ago.
and I think the Nine with the sock puppet things, not sock puppet. I really liked that movie when I was like 10. I was really into it. Unfortunately, not Nine. I watched it when I was 10 because it was PG-13, and my parents said no.
I was
That's
just gonna
okay.
say that's the one thing I remember about that movie is that it was PG-13.
I think that might have been like why I liked it, 'cause it's like I want to be with the big boys. I want to watch PG-13 movies. And
Why was
this
it
one's
PG-13? What
uh,
happened in it?
I'll look it up right now.
While we're
Fortunately,
talking about
looking up.
Nine, what would you guys like our viewing for the next week to be? Please don't say Nine. I don't want to watch that movie.
Russian
What
10,
about
9
Tickled?
2.
About what, Thomas?
Tickled. It's apparently this really disturbing documentary about people who like getting tickled. We don't have to watch it.
You had me at disturbing and lost me at documentary.
Dude, documentaries are sick. What are you talking about?
I agree with
That's,
Thomas. I like documentaries,
I
but
like
I
them
don't.
I
believe
did
sometimes.
take an entire class on documentaries though, so
I
I'm a
don't.
little
I don't
burnt
want to
out.
watch a documentary because then our conversation is just going to be. It's really interesting how, like,
I mean,
it's
yes, you're
just
right.
based on real stuff.
There's more filmmaking to be had in a normal movie. I agree.
Okay. Well, I think
Let's
we've
watch
chosen
47 Ronin.
two very high octane movies for the
How
last
about
2 weeks.
okay?
I think something sloped a little, not slow paced, but a different, like a much different style of movie.
Yeah, okay. So, how would you guys feel about Wes Anderson?
I
could
like
watch.
Wes Anderson.
I really like Wes Anderson.
The
Have
problem
you
is I've
guys?
seen like half of his movies.
What about
Yeah,
Newsroom?
I've seen.
Have you guys both seen Newsroom?
I have not
No,
seen Newsroom.
let me.
Have you seen that?
Nope.
It's got.
It's a TV show.
No. What? Then I'm saying the wrong thing.
Is it directed by Wes Anderson?
Yeah.
I don't think it's directed by Wes Anderson because Newsroom is a TV show.
I'm saying it wrong.
Oh, he meant to say Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes, I did. You're right. Rushmore. I don't know why I said Newsroom. I think it's about some people doing news people at a high school. But yeah, Rushmore.
Rushmore.
This looks
Yeah.
like Wes Anderson before he became Wes Anderson.
Okay, fine. We don't have to watch it. It's just on my personal list.
Have you guys seen the Royal Tenenbaums?
No, I haven't seen most of his
What
movies.
is that?
That's his that's a movie that he made that it's like the one that like made him become like, oh, that's Wes Anderson.
Oh,
Like,
right.
it cemented his name. It has Gene Hackman, Gwyneth Paltrow, Ben Stiller, Luke Wilson, and Owen Wilson, Bill Murray,
Bill Murray's in basically all of his movies.
Well, yeah,
Alec
and
Baldwin.
there's a theory that he plays the same character in every single one.
Mm.
And it's
I have a theory that Robert Downey
Ah.
Jr. plays the same character in every single Marvel movie. How about we watch
You're
A
a
Very
funny
Merry
guy.
Christmas?
You're a funny guy. You're a guy who likes to make jokes.
Spencer,
What?
you have not seen Zombieland 1, right?
I have not seen Zombieland 1.
That means you haven't seen Zombieland 2. I highly encourage, or I highly recommend just watching the Zombieland 2 after credits scene.
Why?
Um, I'm not going to say anything. I just feel like you should watch it. It's just like a couple minutes, but I think that you would find it pretty funny. Because
Okay, I will.
in the first movie, Bill Murray's in it playing
Oh
himself.
yeah. I know. I feel like that's one of those movies that I haven't seen, but I know all of the big gags that happen in it. I know that Bill Murray plays himself acting like a zombie. You know.
Yeah. Well, the after credit scene for Zombieland 2 has to do with Bill Murray.
Okay.
So,
Well, I will watch it.
all right. So we're watching Zombieland 2 for a movie next
Are there some
No.
are there some like
No!
some very classic movies that you guys haven't seen?
Godfather.
Well,
Yeah.
I've seen
Bye Bye
Godfather
Ben.
a couple times. Have you seen Fargo?
No, I think I
I
turned
have
it on and
not.
then got bored and turned it off, but I was
I
probably
have
like
not seen
12.
Fargo, but I'd like to see Fargo.
Fargo or Argo?
Fargo.
I have not
I've
seen
seen
Fargo
Argo.
either. I thought you were talking about Argo.
I liked Argo.
Argo, Fargo.
Embargo.
Bye Bye Man, La La Land, baby.
Do you guys like La La Land?
Yes.
It's okay.
I do too.
It's
I
a very
really liked
entertaining
it.
movie. It's
I
very
think
enjoyable.
that the purely from a production standpoint
Oh, I have an
is
idea. Sorry.
incredible,
Yeah, I agree with you, Abel.
but I feel like it left a lot to be desired with like story wise. Have you guys seen The Nice Guys?
Yes.
That movie's insane. Thomas is gonna hate it though because
No, I love that movie.
it's the same director as Iron Man 3.
No, I love that movie. The Nice Guys is an amazing movie. Super underrated.
Well, then why don't you like Iron Man 3, Thomas?
Because Iron Man 3 is a joke. It's a walking parody of itself.
Okay, this
Right.
will be a 20-minute segment next.
This will be
next
a
week,
60-minute segment next week because I feel like we can talk forever about it.
However, I would like to suggest that we watch a Stanley Kubrick movie, as I was thinking today about Kubrick movies that I haven't seen. I have not seen Doctor Strangelove. I haven't seen Eyes Wide Shut. The movie.
Have you guys seen Doctor Sleep?
Yes. Or no, I have not. I don't really want to though.
Really? I heard it was real good.
Really?
Yeah.
The one with Ewan McGregor where he plays. I just don't want to see a continuation of The Shining.
It's gonna ruin the original.
Well, honestly, have you guys heard of Eyes Wide Shut?
Yeah, I heard it
Yes.
was like porn with Tom Cruise in it or some shit.
Is
Well,
Tom Cruise in that movie? I think I'm
yeah.
swearing off Tom Cruise movies.
It was Stanley Kubrick's last movie.
Eyes Wide.
It was one of Tom Cruise's first movies.
Oh,
I just think
is it?
it would be really interesting because I know all of us have
No, it
some
was.
basic knowledge of Kubrick. I think it'd be interesting to talk about personally. But
okay, but Spencer, I've made it almost 18 years without seeing a Tom Cruise movie. Do I really have to start now?
Have you never seen a Tom Cruise movie?
No, I've never seen a Tom Cruise movie.
You've never seen any of the Mission Impossibles?
Nope.
They're real good.
I don't deny it. I'm sure he's been in good things. I want to punch.
have you
him
seen
in the
Top
face.
Gun?
Nope.
I actually haven't seen that either.
I'm super
excited. Wait, you tell me you haven't seen The Mummy from 2017, Thomas?
Dude, I was completely like just the idea of Top Gun just bores me. Like just planes, right? It's just planes, and then there's gay volleyball and gay like innuendos, and then planes. I don't know. Like, is fighter jets that cool?
I mean, you could describe a lot of movies that you haven't seen the same way that you just did.
I know, but I mean, I'm asking the question. I feel like to me the appeal to a lot of people is just planes, and I don't get it. Like I don't.
I can't answer that question because I have not seen it either. But I do want to see it. However, I don't want to see it as much as the 2017 Mummy. So we're gonna have to watch that for next week.
I'm so down. No, I'm good with Doctor Strangelove, Spencer.
Doctor Strangelove. Abel, have you seen that?
No. Isn't it from like
That's like
1962?
I'm not sure, but it's called Doctor Strangelove or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. It's Kubrick's only comedy movie,
Oh, it's a comedy? Okay,
and
we'll
it's
get to
supposed to
that.
hold up pretty well.
And it's only
1964.
95 minutes.
Yeah,
I
I
say
like this
Doctor
idea.
Strangelove is a good palate cleanser this
Let's
week.
do it. Let's do it. It has a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes, so you know it's certified fresh.
Okay,
Wow, Rotten Tomatoes is the best
Rotten
way to
Tomatoes,
judge
I know.
things.
it's like no one realizes how it works. It's not like an aggregate of scores. It's literally like they aggregate like they put critics like scores into like like an algorithm. So if they think that they like their rating was over 60%, they'll put it as, oh, this person thought that this movie was fresh. And if they don't put it above 60%, put it as rotten. And then they just average that out. So that means
Wow.
98% of critics thought that Doctor Strangelove was enjoyable, not that
Yeah.
they average out to
Yeah.
98%.
No, it's super weird.
Is
And
that why
it's
Paddington always had like a 99%?
Yes.
so many movies just have like insanely, like if you make like a fine movie, it'll get a really high Rotten Tomatoes score, while like some movies that are like really divisive will get really shit ones because some people just don't like them. And like
Mhm.
no one knows that, and then people take Rotten Tomatoes as the fucking Bible, and it's annoying.
It has a good score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes, I'm gonna watch it because it's on Rotten Tomatoes, 98%.
I think there's a movie with a 1% that it was like about soccer and it's like terrible and it's
The
like in
Emoji
black
Movie
and
had a 0% for a while.
oh yeah, I remember that.
All right, so we got Doctor Strangelove from 1922. All
I
right.
like 1921 was when my grandpa was born. He probably could have seen it at the theaters.
He's still alive?
My grandpa, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
gonna turn 99 this year.
It's impressive.
Woohoo! He's about to be charged 100%.
You don't want to see
If
me
you guys
fully
didn't have
charged.
any ideas for what we were gonna watch next week, I was almost gonna say Sonic the Hedgehog.
No.
I hate you.
I'm gonna watch it tonight then. Just
Okay.
Okay,
'cause.
but you have fun with that, but I'm not going to. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I've watched a lot of bad movies recently, such as Zombieland 2. Um, what else have I seen recently that was
Yeah,
bad?
but why
Oh,
did you
Justice
watch
League.
all the MCU movies and not the Raimi Spider-Mans?
What?
You haven't seen either of you haven't seen one, the best Raimi Spider-Man, two, the most entertaining Raimi Spider-Man.
Why on earth
Yeah.
would you say that that's the most entertaining? What? 3? You think 3 is the most entertaining Raimi Spider-Man?
Yeah, I do.
Dude, 3 makes me want to vomit. Sandman? Are you kidding me? Sandman?
This is a man of sand,
He's
baby.
just a dude made out of sand.
Dope power.
Go Madden.
Oh, Madden.
Oh,
Go
Now You
Madden.
See Me Too. I watched that 7 days
I
ago.
forgot Now You
I
See
s-
Me. That
Now
was
You
that
See
movie
Me
that
was-
everyone in middle school was like, "This is dope."
It
I
is
thought it
dope.
was
I
sick,
like it.
bro. I thought it was
It's-
sick.
The first one's a good movie. The second one, not so much. It's actually really fucking bad. Don't watch it. Actually, no, do watch it. It's like the plot's entertaining, but like I don't. There's a lot of awful comedy. And do they have recasting? Oh yeah, I watched Kingsman 2.
What'd you
Um,
think of that?
I thought it was
Heaven, West
a lot.
Virginia.
A
I
lot
have
of people hate it, and I kind of understand why, but also at the same time, it's like, of course it's going to be stupid. It's Kingsman. Have you seen the first one? Like, it's like the tonal. It's basically like the same like vibe as the first one, and it doesn't make any sense when people thought that this one was like too over the top. Like it did
It
jump
is
the shark a lot, but I really think that it was just as enjoyable as the first one.
Those movies just like take everything that was ridiculous about the Bond movies and then just inflate them. Like they
Yeah.
make them the whole thing,
And
which is
that's
a
I
cool
love it.
concept. I like it. Blue
Um,
Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River.
I thought that Channing Tatum was going to be in it more, but then he kind of like he shows up when you expect him to, and then he kind of just disappears for the rest of the movie. And
Yeah.
I think he's well because they're making
Speaking of
this
Channing
year
Tatum, where's
like
that guy been?
uh he plays um
You're really good actor.
he plays
Thomas Tucker,
Superman in the Lego
zero noise.
movie.
Me, I'm just chilling, bro.
They're making Kingsman. They're making a movie called The King's Man, which takes place in the past, and I think it's an origin story. And then they're making
Yeah.
Kingsman 3, and then they're making Statesman spinoff.
Did
They
Kingsman
really,
2 do well? I don't think it did.
but they're still making them. Like Kingsman, The King's Man is like they finished it. I think they filmed it.
No, yeah, I've seen trailers for it.
Really, I haven't.
Yeah. It's probably postponed because of all this, but like, yeah, I've definitely seen trailers for it. I know what you're talking about.
All right. We gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, we've been here too long.
It stopped becoming a podcast and started just becoming us talking.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, all right. This has been dumping massive turds yet again.
Dudes making talk.
Dudes making poop. All right,
On that note.
Goodbye.
gonna see you later. See you next week. Have fun. Be safe. Call me if you need anything, and I'll see you later.
Remember to drop
Bye.
many turds and discuss many
Look
things.
both ways before crossing the street.